Today the curtain raiser for 1000-day celebrations day 8, and it is for Argentina. We know the importance of Argentina in homeopathy, in football, and a lot of things.
Yes. Thanks, Dr. Manu. Welcome to everybody. Thanks for this opportunity to share with Argentina this important celebration. Please, can you make co-host Dr. Agustín Salinas, Dra. Graciela Berrastro, Dra. Florencia Carra, Dra. Ruth Deichmann, levantar la manito, Mariana igual en el chat, son estas reacciones, ahí levantan la manito para que los puedan poner como moderadores. Okay, so I proceed. Thank you very much, Dr. Manu. It's a very nice honor for me to introduce you all the special guests that we have today. The presidential speech will be by Dr. Agustín Salinas. Dr. Agustín Salinas is an homeopath graduate in Escuela Médica Homeopática Argentina Tomás Pablo Pasquero. Is professor in the same school, and he is the MVP of Argentina in the Liga Médica Homeopática Internacional, member of the Education Working Group of the LMHI. So welcome, Dr. Agustín Salinas. You will be the presidential speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us, and thanks for organizing this very special event. For me, it's very important that homeopaths work together. That's why I'm working also as MVP the Liga Médica Homeopática Internacional. Why it's important that we keep working together. Sometimes we feel or we trust that we can just work on our own, that we can learn on our own. We can sometimes be part of a congress or one meeting or a webinar or something, and that's it. But we have a bigger problem, a problem that we only find a solution if we all work together. There are lots of attacks against homeopathy all around the world. So there are lots of economic and political interests that seek to destroy homeopathy. In some countries, this is stronger than in others. For example, in Spain, Australia, France, the USA. And that's why it's important that we can work together. LMHI has been doing this work for a long time. There in the website, you can find, for example, the scientific framework, which is very useful when you have to state or when you have to look for international scientific work or papers that support homeopathy. So that's why it's important. Homeopathy, it's more than just a medicine. It's a paradigm, because homeopathy does not only work with people, but only with animals. That's why we also have here some veterinarians. And in the last years, it's been used in plants, therefore agro-homeopathy. So homeopathy extends from being just a medicine conceived by Hahnemann as such to a real paradigm. So it's a new whole new way of understanding life as it is, of understanding the world as it is. So it is important that we stand together working in scientific and scientific kind of work, but all together and based on our own principles. Because homeopathy does not need to meet the standard scientific principles, but has to abide to its own. And which are these principles and what is a principle itself. A principle is a starting point. So before the principle, we have nothing. So when we say that something is an homeopathic principle, we are saying that homeopathy starts there. If we do not have those principles, we have no homeopathy. Those principles are written in the 6th edition and previous editions of the Organon by Hahnemann and the chronic disease. And it's been, and those principles have been practiced for over 200 years. But now we have a new challenge in the 21st century. We have working, experience-proven principles, but we have an old language. We have a new world. We have a new way of things. And 21st century homeopathy challenges one of the most important challenges in the 21st century is to educate the new generations of homeopaths joining these two elements. So we need the same basic experience-proof principles with a new way of applying them into the new world. So which are these principles? In Hahnemann's work, we find the law of similitude, which is one of the most important principles we have. It was discovered or rediscovered by Hahnemann, but was stated by Hippocrates in the 5th century before Christ. We have provings. Provings are another important principle of homeopathy. And somehow it's the other part of the law of similitude. We have the practice and the provings, both the tips of the same scale, the law of similitude. What we find in our substances is what we try to find in our patient. And that is something very important that differentiates us from the allopathic medicine. We cannot separate research from practice because we conceive human and life as a whole. We cannot conceive practice as something else, but as a whole. We cannot conceive research, but nothing as a whole. On the other hand, we have unicism, so the administration of one only remedy, which can be changed according to the patient's need, but always one remedy. And why is that? Because we make the same provings with just one remedy. If we prove one remedy alone, but we administrate two or more, we are not abiding to the law of similitude in somehow, you know. And the fourth important principle is a small dose. We use small dose, which allows us to perform provings and to cure patients. And there's something that entwines these four principles and speaks of the same wholeness of homeopathy. And that is that these principles are all joined together. They cannot work separate one from each other. And that's the same thing that we find in our practice, that we find in our patients, that we find in everything that we do, that we find in life, wholeness. And wholeness is also found in what is expected from us. It's expected from us that we study homeopathy, that we study remedies, that we treat patients, but also that we contribute to education. Because, as we said, homeopathy is a paradigm, it's a new way of living. It's a philosophy of life, which should be taught also to our community. So we come again to this work together thing. And in the 21st century, with all the social media and all the social media communities and the possibility to reach a very big number of people, it's important that we can learn how to communicate what we do. Because the better we communicate what we do, the more people we will get to join our cause. And the struggle with unbelievers or with the skeptics is no longer a scientific struggle. Maybe it was never a scientific struggle. We do not have to prove anything to anybody, because it is not that they do not know that homeopathy works. On the contrary, maybe they know homeopathy works, and that's why they are attacking it. They know, and it's been proved with lots of work of papers, and it was proved in the 2018 Congress in Cape Town that homeopathy is also cheap. It's something that with a small amount of money you can cure a big number of people. So all these means that when we discuss with a skeptic, we are not discussing homeopathic principles, we are not discussing scientific issues, we are discussing political and economical issues. And politics is not something that you do in a laboratory, it's not something that you do on a desk, or maybe, yeah, sometimes, but it's not something that you do on your own. Politics, it's something that you do in a community, with and within a community. So that's why the importance of working all together, not only in our own countries, but also as a community. That's why this forum is very important. That's why when I met Dr. Yahi, I said that I would support his activity of this forum. And I also invite you all to participate in LMI Chai, which is the umbrella organization that gathers homeopaths from all over the world. I would like to thank my Argentinian colleagues to join me. And I will now introduce you to our chief guest, Dr. Diana Regina Cañal. She has a PhD in general theory and philosophy in the University of Buenos Aires, PhD in labor law and human rights for the University of San Carlos of Guatemala, judge of the Labor Court of Appeals, president of the Labor Court of Appeals in 2020. She lectures in graduate and postgraduate and PhD courses in labor law and philosophy of the law in public and private universities all along Argentina and in the University of San Carlos in Guatemala. She's a professor in the program UBA 22, teaching intimates in prison. Researcher, public law specialist lecturer, Fulbright scholar, among others. Furthermore, she is the director of the SPE group, SPE meaning hope in Latin, devoted to research in epistemology of sciences, teaching and social action, and we generate a conference day each year, whose topic is closely connected with both purposes and which publishes a magazine called Space. The Space group carries out in-depth activities in philosophy and philosophy of science, which I think is very important within homeopathy. So I give you all Dr. Diana Regina Cañal. Welcome.
Hello, thank you, Agustin. I will say, as you said, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's like a crazy thing to say this. I wrote my paper to adjust, and be able to put all the ideas I wanted to say in 4 minutes. But Agustin has made easier my work, because in a part of my speech I said the problem with homeopathic is it is cheap. The problem of homeopathic, it is money. And as a philosopher of sciences, of course, I teach my pupils this and show them, if you want to say that homeopathy doesn't use for human fellows and for pets, I have both. I have, I mean, Agustin is understanding me. I'm going too fast.
Yes,
Am
it's okay.
I right? Well,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you.
You're okay.
You stop me. You stop me.
Okay.
Thank you. I have both. I have here is my vet doctor for 15 animals in my house, Graciela Berrastro, because when I had several problems with my parents, I decided not to contaminate their bodies and to try first with homeopathy. Then I went to several homeopaths, because it's very important, you know better than me, that it is very important empathy. Then I tried to get an empathic doctor. I found her. This is our doctor for humans, homeopathic doctors. And I could verify that is the best thing one can do for her, as said Agustin, because it is a matter of life, not human or animal life. It is a matter of life. And you don't contaminate. I'm saying, you all know this. I'm not speaking for you. You want to show the world this is an excellent formula to have a better life. Then I am speaking to the people. You can try first with homeopathy and not contaminate your body. If you don't get the result you need, probably because you need it very quickly, then you go to the other medicine, allopathy, but without a contaminated body. This is what I do, and this is which I teach. I was beginning to say just a moment before what I teach my students, and I say them, if it is a problem or it isn't, as said Agustin, I agree. But if they say it is a problem, yes, it is a problem of a scientific method. It is very scientific method. You use, of course, you use the inductive method. He said, we prove, but we theorize and prove all the time. Of course, you are close, completely close to the fellow, human or animal. For me, it's the same. But to be able to be understood for everybody, I do the difference. You can stay closer to the body. Of course, you get a lot of information that the other medicine doesn't get. Then I want to say that I don't have an allopathic doctor. If he doesn't understand, he must work with the other doctor. They work together. In my family, always they work together. If I have a problem, I need allopathy, try to get an intelligent doctor with an open mind that can understand allopathy and that can understand it is a problem of money, as said Agustin. Agustin also said a political issue. Of course, it is a political issue, as in all over the human activities. You are reading my curriculum. You saw I work in human rights. It is a problem in human rights as you look the situation, if you touch the interests of the power. And it has been over the powerful people. It has been all over our human history, it has been the power, the problem. Well, I don't want to go further than I wanted to say. My speech is printed. If you want to read it later, I will give it to Graciela, then you can read. I work a lot to compress it and to be in the first in 10 minutes, then in 4. If maybe you like to read, I don't know, I will send to you. But Agustin has made my path shorter. I don't want to take the time of the others. I should like to say more things. It will be in another time. Thank you very much. And I like, if I want to say this because I like it very much. You will see, Agustin, how much I agree with you say, because the words of yours, one word, one health. Win, yes, it was, I was saying, it was what Agustin and all of us are saying with homeopathy, a method closer to people and animals, I should say, without any discrimination nor deceit. We are full of deceit against homeopathy. Thank you very much. Excuse me, I have a lot of animals, I must attend them. I am alone today. So, thank you very much. Excuse me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Diana.
Thank
Yes,
you,
as you
thank
said,
you.
it's very important. That's why.
Discúlpeme. Sí,
That's
¿qué
why.
decías?
That's why. As a homeopathic education specialist in the LMI CHI, one of my proposals is that homeopath should be taught philosophy, because philosophy is the mother of sciences, and there is a very common mistake in this regard. Medicine is not a science. That's the problem we have. Medicine is an art. It's a technique. It's not a science. It is based on sciences, plural, but it is not the science itself. And homeopathy isn't either a science, is neither a science, but an art. So we do not practice science. You do not practice science, because science is not practical. It's mostly theoretical. We have science and experience, and the art is in the middle. Neither a science, neither experience, just in the middle. It kind of goes between both. So it is very important. It is very important that we teach our homeopathic students philosophy, because that will lead them to research, that will lead them to practice. Because as Hahnemann said, paragraph 98, what you need to understand the chronic disease is you have to understand human nature. And what is human nature? Well, that is an answer that only philosophy can provide, not science.
Agustín, te pido una cosita. Creo que estoy muteada. Si podés
No,
pasar esto que digo. In my classes, I keep scientifics that agree with us and show this. I made them to explain allopathic doctors and physicians to explain they agree that what you are saying and to teach them to the pupil, not only me, only this.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really.
So to move on with the program, now I would like to introduce you to our first guest of honor, Dr. Mariana Ciancaglini. She is a veterinarian specialist on equine reproduction and neonatology, graduated at Universidad Nacional del Centro de la Provincia de Buenos Aires in veterinary science. She's an homeopathic veterinary graduated at Escuela Médica Homeopática Argentina, Tomás Pasquero. And she has 20 years of experience working in equine health. So, Mariana Ciancaglini, welcome.
Thank you, Agustin. Good morning, good evening, everybody. Well, I agree all the things you have said. We really are artists trying to understand the really deep suffering of animals and humans. Really, doctors made a great job about this. And I like to share with you a little short case I have. I will share the screen. Because homeopathy helped me to improve my profession, really. I used to use allopathic medicine every day and having no results sometimes. And then I discovered this wholly new world, and it was beautiful, really. Wait a moment. Here comes the presentation. This is a story of a stallion that was really having very serious problem of behavior. And this all started...
Perdón, Mariana, no está el power. Salí y pon el power grande y después volvé a mostrarlo. Compartí pantalla.
Okay.
No está el power. Ahí está. Abrí el power y ahí recién compartís pantalla.
Let me see, excuse me. Now you see.
Sí, ahora ponele ahí abajo para ampliar la copita, abajo a la derecha. Esa.
Here we are.
A ver. Ahí está, ahora sí.
Here we are. This is the story of Platón Quixote. And well, this is the stallion. Every day after day he was doing this, really suffering. They try everything with him, but never stopping do this. The owner told me the stallion have no peace, and this everything started when they separated him from the other fools in order to teach him how to be a stallion and live alone in a box. Can you imagine a social animal like a horse is living with his family in the farm, now into 4 walls with no sun, well, really suffering. And really, with homeopathy, I understood the deep suffering of the animals. And this was great because like Agustin says, and the doctor said, this is an art, and we're not trying to keep it calm down with drugs, and my dogs always want to participate. And well, this was really, I would like to see this animal every day like this. And they become not to allow him to go outside because he was always doing the same thing, knocking on the floor. He doesn't eat, he doesn't take water as well, really suffering. So we take the whole story and understanding the suffering, the really suffering of the horse, we take symptoms. Agustin, if you want to translate them, I can share the presentation if you want later, so you have him. And we choose Argentum nitricum, understanding that the stallion really suffered was that he was afraid that something's going to happen. In one moment, something going to happen with him, to him, being alone without his family. So we improved this treatment, and after 15 days, only 15 days of treatment, the owner sent me this video.
Lato Don Quijote.
Really
Fíjate la tranquilidad que tiene,
magic.
estamos compartiendo. No es necesario tenerlo agarrado ni nada. Están las yeguas en el corral, que es lo que más lo enloquecen a él. Pero
It's the same
está,
horse.
tranquilo.
It's really beautiful.
Me parece fantástico la gota esa. Debe haber engordado sus 30 kilitos ya. Estoy muy contento, Tere. Decirle a la doctora
The owner
muchísimas gracias.
The owner is
Bueno.
giving thanks. Yes, Agustin, go on. I said the owner was giving thanks to us because of that drops, he says, that drops of water, because now they can think about the future of the stallion, you know, to giving service to the mares and a normal life to that horse. Most of these stallions that have behavior problems last in frigorific or in meat. It's very sad here in Argentina. So really homeopathic medicine allowed me to save their lives and bring animals really the real healing, you know? And that's for me, like Hahnemann says, it's the only end and the most important thing that veterinarians and doctors can give to our patient, you know? And well, I'm very glad to share this with you. Thank you. Thank you, Hahnemann, and thank you for the forum for the work they do promoting the homeopathy, because it's like doctor said, really a hard work we have to teach not only human patients, but to teach our clients, you know, the owner of animals, to understand what we are doing with these drops that we give them. So really, thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Mariana. It's interesting that you said that now the owners can think about the future of the stallion. And maybe it's something that happens to Argentum nitricum. He can stop fearing the future and start thinking about the future. You know, it's something, it's very interesting because you said something that belongs to the deep understanding of what the remedy does also, besides physical symptoms, all the to achieve the highest goals, as Hahnemann says. I would like to introduce you to our second guest of honor, Doctora Juliana Calderón, pet hospital since 2012, neo-zoo veterinarian and pet shop the last 2 years. And okay, her main duties are, of course, to be veterinarian, and also she's a surgeon. So I welcome Juliana Calderón. Thank you for coming. I will translate for Doctora Juliana. Juliana, te voy a
Hola,
traducir.
buenas tardes, ¿cómo andan? Bueno, voy a compartirles pantalla.
Okay.
¿Se ve?
Yes, sí.
Bueno, hoy quería compartirles dos casos recientes que me llamaron la atención trabajando en clínica, pudiendo aplicar la homeopatía.
She's going to share. Déjame decir déjame un poco para poder traducir, porque si no es mucho. She's going to present two homeopathic cases of animals as well. O sea, habla y déjame un changüí para traducir.
El primer caso, un caso complejo, con daño multisistémico, un perro salchicha.
The first case is a very complex case of a dog with multiple organ malfunction.
Falta de apetito, decaimiento.
She's now saying,
pancreatitis.
yes. Dale, dale. I will only translate what is not in the slides, so we save time, okay?
Este es mostaza al momento de llegar.
That is mostaza when he arrived. Mostaza means mustard in English. That is the dog.
La cara de decaído,
The face.
directamente condenado a eutanasia, prácticamente.
He was meant to be sacrificed.
Tomamos los síntomas.
Those symptoms: admonition, aggravate. How do you say? Consolation, aggravate. He aggravates sleeping on the back, swelling of glands, and yeah, general weakness.
El animal agravaba cuando lo retaban y en la internación también agrava. ¿Sí?
Yeah, yes, admonition, aggravate.
Iniciamos el tratamiento con heparsulfur 1000. Inmediatamente se siente mejor. Esta es la cara, ¿sí? Después de la
That's the
medicación.
face after the first dose of sulfur, 1000.
Aparecen síntomas antiguos que nos indican una mejoría.
She observed the reappearance of all symptoms according to the law of healing.
Y este es una semana después de la medicación. Ya
That is 1 week
levantada.
after the medication.
Totalmente vital. No pareciera que tenía todos esos síntomas en conjunto. Y este segundo caso es un caso que tiene más bien un síntoma local.
That is
¿Sí?
an acute case with a local symptom.
Un pato, es ella. Cojera, empieza en simultáneo, se arrancan las plumas y presenta diarrea. Esos eran los síntomas. Como síntomas particulares, el rechazo al macho, la negación a cuidar los huevos, llamativo, y el apetito extremo. Tomamos
Yeah.
los síntomas.
Conscientious, trifles, indifference to her children, aversion to her own children, suspicious, aversion to coitus. I cannot see the an itch. She must scratch until she bleeds, and desire for vegetables.
El primer síntoma se relaciona a cualquier cosa que cambie de lugar, ella la rechazaba.
If you change, if you put something out of place, she rejects that, and she resents that. That's why she took the first symptom.
Deja de comer por cualquier bagatela, justamente. La lesión en la pata, los cambios, esto es antes de la medicación. La medicación elegida fue Ignatia 1000.
The remedy was Ignatia M, and that's the lesion before and after the remedy.
Mejora la cojera, también la diarrea,
the limping improved and also the diarrhea.
Y empiezan a crecer las plumas nuevas, no se arranca más las plumas.
And new feathers started to grow. And she doesn't take out those feathers.
Bueno, en conclusión, sí, lo que quería decir es esto. Cómo es importante tomar casos no solo agudos, sino también aquellos casos complejos, con gran cantidad de síntomas. Dar una segunda oportunidad a animales que aparentemente para la alopatía no la tenían. ¿Sí? Y la importancia de los síntomas mentales, incluso en animales. Muchas gracias.
Great. Thank you, Juliana. Thank you. I thought at first that the remedy chosen would be sepia. So it was like a plot twist at the end. It turned out to be, and also all the stains of the.
Lo pensamos. Lo pensamos, pero no, era ese.
Great. Okay, so now making an introduction of the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Graciela Berrastro. She's a veterinarian, plenary professor of homeopathy in the Escuela Médica Homeopática Argentina, Tomás Pablo Pasquero. And she is now imparting lessons to undergraduate veterinary colleagues specializing in cattle. So, Graciela, welcome.
Bien, a la homeopatía le debo la vida de mi hija Carolina. Carolina nació.
Espera. I owe homeopathy my daughter's life.
Carolina nació con una enfermedad congénita. Su
Carolina
caso
was
clínico
born with Carolina was born with a congenital disease.
Su caso clínico no es curable ni operable.
Her clinical case was not curable nor and cannot be treated by surgery either.
Padece de el tabique interventricular, un problema de defecto del tabique interventricular y el conducto arterioso persistente.
She has interventricular septum problem and arterial.
El conducto arterial persistente.
Yes, and the arterial venous duct persistent.
Gracias a Dios que actuó a través de la medicina homeopática, Carolina
who acted through homeopathic medicine, Carolina
está compensada y hoy tiene la edad de 39 años.
Has now 39 years old and it's well.
Quiero agradecer como veterinaria homeópata a las autoridades del foro por su arduo trabajo.
I would like to thank as an homeopathic veterinary, to the authorities of the forum for the hard work.
Y por haber unido a dos continentes, el sudamericano con el asiático.
And for having united two continents, South America and Asia.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Continúa nomás.
Well, now we're going to go through our felicitations. First, I would like to introduce you to Doctora Florencia Carrá, medical graduate of the Universidad de Buenos Aires, specialist in general medicine, and homeopathic doctor, graduated in the Escuela Médica Homeopática Argentina, Dr. Pablo Pasquero. So, Dr. Florencia Carrá, welcome.
Hola, buen día, buenas tardes. Quería agradecer primero la invitación y
I would
ante
like to
todo
thank the invitation at first.
Ante todo, quiero agradecer por la generosidad
I want to
de
thank
brindar
I want to thank you for the generosity of offering this space,
este espacio para compartir con colegas homeópatas de todo el mundo.
so we can share with homeopathic colleagues from all over the world.
La solidez que tiene la homeopatía en la India y el acompañamiento que está brindando
Yeah, homeopathy is very strong in India and
la
gives
solidez
support.
que tiene la homeopatía y el acompañamiento que está brindando a países donde la homeopatía no es una medicina oficial como la Argentina.
So yeah, homeopathy in India is very strong, and it's amazing how from India they support all other countries that where homeopathy is not that strong.
Para nosotros es un punto de referencia y también esperanza hacia donde nos gustaría llegar.
For us, it's a point of reference and an example for where we would like to go someday as a country regarding homeopathy.
Estos espacios de encuentro son muy importantes para unirnos entre los homeópatas.
These forums are very important to promote unity among homeopathy.
Por un lado, para consolidar nuestro conocimiento,
Dale.
pero sobre todo, sí, ¿quieres traducir?
No, dale, porque si no la idea se me pierde.
Por un lado, es importante para compartir nuestro conocimiento y consolidarlo, pero sobre todo para usar nuestras diferencias como puente para la expansión de la homeopatía.
These forums are important in order to consolidate and grow strong in our ideas, but also to use our difference as a bridge to build better homeopathy for the future.
Y así dejar las divisiones de lado para un beneficio común.
And to leave all differences aside for the common good.
Felicitaciones por estos 1000 días de encuentros en el foro y gracias por el amor a la homeopatía.
Congratulations for these 1000 days of the forum, and thanks for loving homeopathy. Muy bien, gracias. Thank you, Doctora Florencia Carrá. Now I will introduce you to Dr. Ruth Deichmann. She is a doctor graduated in the Universidad Nacional de Rosario. She's an homeopathic physician and professor of doctrine in the Escuela Médica Homeopática Argentina, Dr. Tomás Pablo Pasquero, and she is a specialist also in traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. So, Dr. Ruth Deichmann, welcome.
Welcome, good morning, good evening, buenos días, buenas tardes a todos. Primero que todo, también quería agradecer por brindarme este espacio y compartir esta celebración de los 1000 días.
I would like to thank also for sharing with us this forum and these celebrations.
De estos 1000 días del foro. Y bueno, antes que nada, también cuando ayer estaba pensando en decir unas palabras y aparte
When I
del
was thinking,
agradecimiento,
when I was yesterday thinking about saying a few words today,
pensé que cuántos paralelismos tiene este acto que están haciendo ustedes con la enseñanza de la escuela y la enseñanza de nuestro maestro Pasquero.
I thought about the similitudes between these 1,000 days forums you are organizing, all the events that you are organizing with the teachings of our dear master, Dr. Pablo Pasquero.
Donde este es un verdadero acto de altruismo,
This is a true act of altruism,
y el altruismo para Pasquero era un sinónimo de óptima salud.
and for Pasquero, altruism was the same as being fully cured.
De los más altos sentidos de salud. Y también otro concepto que me vino a la cabeza es
Another concept that came into my mind
ese concepto de comunidad,
was the concept of community.
que algo ya dijo Agustín, pero
Something already said Agustin.
por eso somos de la misma escuela.
That's why we are from the same school.
Pero la importancia para Pasquero del sentimiento de comunidad para el médico homeopático,
The concept of community was very important for Dr. Pasquero to the homeopathic physicians,
porque él decía que era la única forma de poder no solo ver al otro o al prójimo, sino también entenderlo.
it was not only it was the best way to not only see the other, but to understand other people.
Okay. Y de esa manera, era la manera de poder llegar a una real curación, poder comprender al otro.
And through the comprehension of the other people, you can reach the real true healing.
Con un profundo sentimiento de unidad.
With a sense of profound wholeness.
Okay. And, también, bueno, agradecerles, y estaba reflexionando que con lo difícil que está este mundo, con tanto sufrimiento y con tanta locura, les quería agradecer porque el mundo más que nunca necesita homeopatía. The worst is homeopathy.
Given the current situation of the world, it is clear that the world needs homeopathy. So we want to thank you very much for this initiative.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ruth Deichmann. And now, to finish this program, I would like you to introduce for vote of thanks and final words to Dr. Gustavo Pirra. He's a clinical physician in Universidad de Buenos Aires. He's a specialist in internal medicine. He is a homeopathic physician graduated from the Asociación Médica Homeopática Argentina and was a teacher, member of the board of directors there. President of the same association between 2004 and 2008. And he reissued he translated the Spanish version of letters from Hahnemann, and also He made a Spanish translation of the Organon 6th edition. He's author of a number of papers on homeopathic clinic and materia medica, and now he coordinates the Organon Study Group at Escuela Médica Homeopática Argentina, Tomás Pablo Pasquero. He was also vice president, MVP, just like me, in 8 occasions since 1998. So, Dr. Gustavo Pirra, welcome.
Well, thank you, Agustin, your introduction. I thank you to all the authorities of this forum. And I'm very glad to be here joining your work, because I've been hearing about you many times, and very kindly, in a love way, I was told about your work. Congratulations to the authorities and helpers of the International Forum Promoting Homeopathy on its work that promotes the use and understanding the homeopathy. This forum is a global platform that is a great deal for homeopathy practitioners, researchers, and education. An organization to exchange the knowledge of homeopathy, making it more safely, effective, and affordable. We all know that homeopathy is a medicine considered at the patient in totally, using high dynamicide substance to stimulate the vital principle in natural healing process. It has been used in this way for over 2 centuries and is recognized by the World Health Organization as a traditional form of medicine. Many people around the world have benefited from homeopathy's holistic approach. And again, I emphasize on its stream that it streams all the person, not just their symptoms. This space of the forum plays a very important role in supporting in the world of homeopathy, because facilitate the growing of research and education of all the members in homeopathy. Through conference, seminars, and published research articles, this forum helps not only with the COVID problem, but also promotes an integration of all the homeopathists in the world. That is what I'm very glad to be here with you. 1,000 conferences will be arising. Hahnemann works, that is an example of a scholarship that leads through times due to the simplicity of knowledge based in the great experience of a clinical practice. We know that Hahnemann gives us a knowledge of a clinical approach that is very different from the beginnings of the homeopathy. That is the study of the complete person in the complete life. We have all experienced at one time or another the effect of the magnetic fields, the sensation of attraction that would brought closer the metals, or how they interact each other. This is a lot of dynamic. This is very similar with the dynamicide medicines and their use in homeopathic remedies. Anyone who has directly or indirectly experienced the effect of the dynamicide medicines cannot help but be surprised. It is a biological phenomenon. This is the Hahnemann's, what he gives us. to introduce in the biological experience this effect of the dynamicized medicine. This phenomenon is different from as usually known, which is properly dynamicized medicine produced. Also, the administration of this dynamicized medicine according to the law of similitude makes this therapy revolutionary. And this forum works towards the knowledge of this for all the world. We know that homeopathy is not full recognized such, but soon this will be a new arrival.
Gus, te queda un minutito, ¿eh? Te queda un minutito.
Sí. Ah, bueno. Ah, que me queda un minuto. Genial.
Sí, 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 sí.
Bueno. Ok. Gracias, eh. Through his work, Hahnemann seems to be looking about medicine and aggravation, shorten treatment, and cure the disorder. The highest ideal of the cure is the rapid, gentle, and permanent restoring to health. Thank you for the work on this direction. The life is one, multifaceted invariable form, expressing itself through multiple singularities, dependent content and the circumstance, but life is one. Certainly, the International Forum Promoting Homeopathy is an organization that aims to promote the advanced practice of homeopathy worldwide. Congratulations to this forum and best wishes to the organization for their work and promoting advanced homeopathy. Certainly, the 1,000-day conference of the International Forum of Promoting Homeopathy is a significant milestone in the organization, making 3 years of dedicated work towards promoting advancing practice of homeopathy. This includes recognizing the important role that had played rising homeopathy, promoting research and education in the field. Additional congratulations to the dedication and hard work to the IFPH, volunteers and partners who have contributed to the organization and success for this soon 1,000 days. I would like to extend my warmest congratulations on the success and to the next period for the effort, dedication, advancing in the cause of homeopathy. Your effort have made a real difference, and I'm confident that your organization will continue to play a vital role promoting homeopathy for these years. Thank you very much. Sincerely.
libertad, libertad, libertad. Oíd el ruido de rotas cadenas, ve dentro argentino, salud. Y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino, salud. Y los libres del mundo responden al gran pueblo argentino, salud. Sean eternos los laureles que supimos conseguir, que supimos conseguir, coronados de gloria divina. Oh, juremos con gloria morir, oh, juremos con gloria morir, oh, juremos con gloria morir.
Thank you, Argentina. Thank you, homeopaths in Argentina, for joining with us in this our 1000th day of celebrations, and you made a wonderful presentation and appearance with us, joining us in celebrating this 1000th day of uninterrupted daily Zoom meetings, which is a huge, gigantic work done to promote homeopathy, so that this great medicine will be available in every nook and corner of the world, and its benefits will be able to used by every citizen in every country in the world. So it can be achieved only through a collective work. So we are taking one more step in that process, and you join with us. Thank you very much. One more thing to remind you. Every month, the 30 countries participating in our forum, this 30-day program, will be able to get 1 hour in our international session to present your ideas, your cases, whatever you wish to present internationally. Please approach our coordinator, Dr. Danesh, so that he will be arranging 1 hour in every month for you. Please demand it and get from Argentina. Thank you for joining us.